Now today we are going to share another lesson about the use of unless. So you are welcome everybody where you are. Feel comfortable, follow attentively as we are going to share about this lesson. So as I always tell you, as I always beg you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is called Nsabiyumva Jean de Dieu Official, so please subscribe. Now, today we have a session about the use of unless. The use of unless. This is used in English. I think you know when you talk about conditional clauses. I think you remember last time we have talked about if clause 1, if clause 2, and if clause 3. So conditional clauses have relationship with the use of unless. Now we are now going to first of all now share the meaning of unless. What does it mean? The meaning of unless. Here unless means except if or if not. Unless means except if or if not. Now we are going to see how unless is used in the conditional clauses. Here we have examples. Example number 1. Unless you stop eating too much, you will be sick. Unless you stop eating too much, you will be sick. So here you see that we have unless here. Let me underline it. You see here we have unless, and this is the conditional clause. This sentence, unless you stop eating too much, this is a conditional clause, and from here you'll be sick. This is a main clause. So from here this is the conditional clause, and then from you will be sick, this is the main clause. So you see here we have unless, and it's what we are talking about, unless. I hope everyone is just following attentively. Here we have this word unless. Now this is for the example number 1. Example number 2, it says, I won't pay unless you provide the goods immediately. I won't pay unless you provide the goods immediately. So the word unless is here in the middle. As you see, from here, I won't pay. This is the main clause. Then from here, unless you provide the goods immediately, this is the conditional clause. Now as you see, unless can be used at the beginning of the sentence, unless it can also be used in the middle of the sentence. For the example number 3, unless you study diligently, you will never understand trigonometry. You see here we also have unless at the beginning of the sentence, and remember from here you will never understand trigonometry. This is the main clause. Then from here, unless you study diligently, this is the conditional clause. Now by observing these 3 examples using unless, I hope everyone is now able to identify the use of unless. As you can see, for the first example, it is used at the beginning of the sentence. For the example number 2, unless is used in the middle of the sentence. And for the example number 3, unless is also used at the beginning of the sentence. Okay. Here we are now going to try to connect the use of address with the conditional clauses where we have the use of if. Referring to the example that we provided here, 3 examples, we are going to use them here by matching them or linking them with the if, so that everyone can understand the use of address. As you remember that address means if not, if plus negation. So for the first example, unless you stop eating too much, you'll be sick. This means if you don't stop eating too much, you will be sick. If you don't stop eating too much, you will be sick. This has the same meaning. I think you remember here we can start with the if clause, as we can also start with the main clause. For example, here for if clause, you see here if clause, and here we have main clause, and also here unless you stop eating too much. This is the conditional clause. You'll be sick. This is the main clause. So here you can also start with you will be sick. You will be sick. Then you add this unless you stop eating too much. You will be sick unless you stop eating too much. And again here you can also say if you don't stop eating too much, you will be sick. Or you can also say you will be sick if you don't stop eating too much. Those are different alternatives. Okay, now let us continue to the example number 2. I won't pay unless you provide the goods immediately. This means I won't pay if you don't provide the goods immediately. So you see here, I won't pay if you don't provide the goods immediately. As also here we have I won't pay unless you provide the goods immediately. I hope this is clear. Now for the example number 3, it says unless you study diligently, you will never understand trigonometry. Trigonometry, this is just a chapter in mathematics. I didn't study mathematics, but this is one of the chapters. Okay, this means if you don't study diligently, you will never understand trigonometry. So from here, unless you study diligently, you will never understand trigonometry. So as you see here for if, as you remember we have said unless means if not. So here we have if you don't, if plus negation. If you don't study diligently, you will never understand trigonometry. So here we have this word address. Here we have this word address in the middle. Sorry. Here we have the word address in the middle. In the middle here. We also have this word address at the beginning. So you can see that we can use address at the beginning, we can use it in the middle, and here for the third example we can also use address at the beginning of the sentence. Now I hope everyone now understand the use of address. Unless you have a question, you can jump into comments and write to me so that we can share experiences about this this language of English. We need to master English. We need to speak it, to write it, to read it, to listen it fluently, correctly. So we are now going to work together, to share ideas together so that we can improve day by day. So here I would like to invite everyone. Hello, come again. I would like to invite everyone to subscribe, share, like and comment to my YouTube channel, Nsabiyumva Jean de Dieu. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.